Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mansions. I'm Marianne. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It is, wow, there's a lot of readers, a lot of people reading tarot these days, huh? I think I was initiated probably 10 years ago now. That's when I first found out about YouTube, and I was watching probably about 6 to 10 readers. Literally, that was I don't know, there just weren't that many, and now it's just this beautiful sea of all these different possibilities and people all wanting to basically share some wonderful aspects as far as our spirituality goes, and that's what I'm here for too. So I'm going to be finishing up the readings for November. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, thank you so much. I am a psychic intuitive and medium at this point. I've asked and have been seeing great signs of the ability to channel information. I mean, it's happened throughout my life, but as I've aged, it seems to be more potent, and I feel like it's one of the best things that's happened for me. So the channel was definitely something I had to pursue. I do readings in person. We can get to that in a minute. But today I'm going to be reading for the sign of Capricorn, which is the beautiful earth energy. And Capricorn, there's a lot to be said for you. Okay, it's a very, very important time in the lives of Capricorns, and it doesn't matter if it's your sun, moon, rising, Venus, any portion of your natal chart, you're going to feel it to some capacity, okay? And if you don't have your natal chart, I strongly recommend that you look that up, because you can do it for free. And the two sites that I always like to recommend are Cafe Astrology or Astrodynst. And then you plug in the information, your date of birth, your time is very preferable because it's very fleeting. That's your ascendant. And a plethora of information, just all the stuff that you thought, oh, I just thought I was a Capricorn. I did not realize there's so many other layers and dimensions. So I do also want to say that I apologize. I wanted to be completed. It is November 3rd today. And I had to get a new phone, and that's a big thing when you also have a full-time job and you're trying to do. It just said, in the middle of like a reading, it was, whose was it? Sagittarius? I feel like it was Sagittarius. Oh no, I think it was Scorpios. It just all of a sudden, storage full, and I'd seen that a couple other times. And just a heads up to you, if you ever see that, you can do your best. I eliminated apps and things like that. But there's a time limit on phones, apparently. So turns out I had mine for 4 years. Who knew? And yeah, so I have a new phone, but that took away some of my time. So we're going to try to catch up with all that today. And just know, anytime you watch is perfectly okay. It's not linear. And oh my gosh, well, so number one, in the Northern Hemisphere, we turn the clocks fall back, spring forward. Yeah, we gained an hour. And yes, it'll be dark at like 5:30 tonight, as it is every year, right? It's just something that I don't know why. I just like, oh, okay. And the sooner it happens, the sooner it starts to get light again. In fact, Capricorn, it happens when you have your sun season start, which is December 21st. From that day forward, every 3 to 4 minutes, it gets lighter and lighter. So it's not all that long. And it's not even a bad thing. Here's the thing. You, as a Capricorn, you are very familiar with this energy. You usher in the season of winter. And, as a cardinal sign, in addition to being a Capricorn and an earth element, there's several things about every sign, which I'm going to do a mini series on. Stay tuned. But you usher in winter, so there's that cold, darker, kind of barren feeling that's what you have always kind of known. It's like, sun is great, but you're like, I'm cool, I manage, and you certainly do. As a Capricorn, the glyph or the picture that they associate with you is a goat. And a very sure-footed animal, that is able to climb the highest mountains and terrains, and they just make it happen. There's no obstacle too big, and that's really who you are. You are one of the most successful driven signs in the zodiac. I've not met a Capricorn that isn't in some higher ranking position, maybe management, ownership, certainly, more than one company. You know how to do this. You are very, very capable. You work so hard. And there's so many beautiful traits to you. And what's really exciting, I think, in a lot of ways, I hope you'll agree, not being a Capricorn, just speaking my honest inner truth and belief about what I'm hearing. And I'm an aspiring astrologist, so I listen for the collective as well as the individual, is that, Capricorn has a lot of transition in the sense that this is the last month that Pluto will be in your sign, and it changes for good for 20 plus years in the sign of Aquarius. And it's been in your sign for at least 18 to 19. I mean, I'm not 100%. I think it said since 2008. I'm in 224, latter part. And by the way, you've had a little bit of the feel of it because it went into Aquarius last year. It went back in there this year, and now it's had its last stay with you. Until the 19th. So a lot of changes can happen in how you feel overall in within yourself, within your objectives, within your ability to, change courses, which that's what Aquarian's about. It's breaking through. It's, breaking out of the box, the norm. I mean, it's very well known that you like established routine, structure, so forth. You're ruled by Saturn. I mean, that's exactly what Saturn does for us, depending on what sign Saturn stays in, you're actually ruled by it. So this is the hard work is nothing to you. It's actually something that makes you thrive, right? I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying. And the difference being, it had a lot to do with when it's in Capricorn, with the earthly structures, with the businesses and the finances of life, the things we can touch, feel, and see, and all the senses, and the things that keep us comfortable and sustained and wealthy, for heaven's sakes, and thriving on this planet, and well, it's going to change in the sense that Aquarian is just about like new ideas. Certainly technology is going to take far bigger strides, and we'll be hearing about that. And about AI, certainly that's been spoken about in preparation for it. But you're going to be finding that you're not going to be so, well, maybe even if you wanted to, maybe stuck in a way that you had done since 2008. Okay, but I think it can be very inspiring and exciting. And the other two really important things I'll say is we did have the new moon on the 1st, which was in Scorpio. So there's a lot of depth to what's happening right now for everybody. There's emotion. It's a water element. And you as an earth element, it actually is quite complementary. It works together very well. Water and earth have always been in my readings as a compatible astrologist with horoscopes and things, or astrology signs. It is extremely compatible. So this energy is really, as a thriver anyway that you are, it's really making you go deep and bring out the emotional part of it. Now that can be good or bad. I mean, emotions can be phenomenal when you're deeply in love and you're just like excited and you're passionate about something. It's just, there's nothing like it, right? All the while, we have, the Mars ruled aspect of Scorpio that can maybe make us, get a little bit hot-headed and with the eclipses that were in Aries and Libra and are finishing, but we have one more left in next March of 2025 in Aries. So there's some volatile energy and aggression, and I've sensed it, I feel it, I think everybody does. It's best to stay neutral. It's best to kind of really remove yourself from that if you can. For reasons I don't really need to explain. I'm sure everybody watching is an adult here and they understand that it's easy to get set off sometimes. I don't feel like that in general is your energy. I think you'd rather just like, you're fine being behind the scenes. You don't need to be you know, necessarily speaking your mind in a way that might upset other people. I don't see that or feel that at all for you. But I will say that Mars, same planet we're speaking of, has entered into Leo. So Leo is extremely the other fire sign. You're not a fire sign, but I mentioned Aries. And of course, Sagittarius has some huge influences in the month because their sun season starts on the 22nd, I believe, of the month. And then also Mercury enters into Sagittarius today, and it's had Venus in there. So there's fire, there's beauty, there's love, there's relationship, a lot of relationships with this eclipse influence that I mentioned with the series of eclipses that just passed, and it's calmer, but the information goes for months and months. I'm going to do a reading for you, I promise, and I'm going to make it a little bit shorter this time. I'm doing a different layout than I did last month. If you watched, or if you didn't watch October's, it would be wonderful. And if you like what you're seeing and you resonate, I would love you to subscribe and like, because they're free and they really help me. And I'm on a campaign to get 1,000 subscribers for my Christmas gift by Christmas. We're at the beginning of November. I know it can be done. I'm an optimist and like crazy. And I have this drive because I feel the energies of everything I've mentioned to you for November and onward. And it's a dream and a wish, but you can help. And if not, and that's fine too. Just check out, if you will, your sun, moon, rising, and like I said, Venus and Mercury. Now we do have Mercury going retrograde, and the shadow period starts like mid-month, and the actual retrograde starts on the 25th. And then it goes through December 15th. Be prepared for the normal changes and setbacks and maybe delays that happen with Mercury retrograde, but I won't delve into that too much. It's been around all our lives. It happens 3 or 4 times a year. It's a time to, kind of go into receiving mode versus trying to push stuff out. And it also is a good time to get shopping done earlier because packages could get lost or mixed up, and, certainly around the holidays. Just as a tip to you. Now, those that are new and even those that have been watching me, I do start before the reading, and it's very minor and very quick, but I do the chakra checks. Now, the chakras are the energy centers in our body, okay? You can't see them on an x-ray, but we are all energy. Everything is energy, and they are vital to our well-being, our balance, our ability to feel whole. And when they're blocked in any way, it does tend to prevent certain parts of us, like our heart to be as open as it could be, our throats to be open to speak and express ourselves. The root chakra is our grounded chakra, which you would represent as a grounded energy, and the base of us that, wants that solid comfort and safety and presence, the power of presence that's there. I'm wearing, and I always do a little bit of a talk before I even come into the room to you. You may not know that, but it's the truth. I just divulge what part of my mythology. I have a conversation with you. It's like a meditation. I start to talk to you about what I'm feeling and the messages coming through. And I just felt that this was the day to wear the light blue gloves for you. Okay, I have gloves of every color. And they do correlate with the chakras, of course, and that's explained in another facet of it when I explain to you the actual crystal that is affiliated. But the blue, the light blue, the calm, just this serenity, serene. And by the way, the weather is so phenomenal right now. It is what I do love about fall so much. This is the color of the sky. And the clouds are just so beautiful. We had a slight rain, so the air is fresh and it's beautiful, temperate. I think 70 today, maybe 68. I mean, it's really amazing. And I felt this sort of serenity. This equates to the third eye and crown area of your being as well, where you're utilizing your intuition. Now that's huge as well with the Scorpio season happening. So you may feel these really strong intuitive hits, messages through dreams, music, people, readings. So let's see what your chakra is for today, the main one that Spirit wants you to know. I just put it under the table real quick. There's 8 in total. And I lift it up and see, because I don't really know. It just really doesn't matter. All of them are important. Okay, there you are. The base chakra, the rooted, grounded, earthly, the thing that keeps us safe. Anything having to do with our homes, our families, our physical, the gardens, that you get where I'm going with that. It's so perfect that came up for you. And I'll read to you what it says is like a mantra you can say to yourself. Now, it's considered the first. We work upwards like so and up to the crown, and then the eighth, which is where we're all connected, the all-encompassing energy. And it says, the presence of spirit is solidly rooted in my body. I have the right to be here, and my life is abundant with love, comfort, and vitality. Isn't that great? I would imagine it truly is, and it's from all the hard work you put into it. But at the same time, you can let go too, and know that's going to happen, and you will be guided. If you're having days where you feel otherwise than what it's stating here, read that, take a snapshot, because that's pretty powerful, isn't it? It feels good saying, and I'm sure it must feel good and resonate somewhere in those energy cycles. So we're going to then go to the card, and what that means is I'm going to be changing the stone, the last one, and it's the root is what the first chakra is. Grounded, healthy, and strong. Red jasper, I am healthy, strong, and stable. And that's you're a sturdy sign, okay? The earth they don't mess around, and they're so reliable and so dependable. They're the person that when you're stranded on an island, you feel like it's going to be okay because they've got it together. They don't lose it, okay? It's just that simple. But the jasper is a beautiful crystal, and I will put it in my necklace that comes with this whole set. So it really helps us and stay grounded during this reading for you, okay? So let's do that now. And sometimes I get a little all thumbsy with it, so let's see if I'm getting better at it. It actually has a second little necklace thing to it too, which I love. If it's difficult like it had been, what I'm going to do is remove one of the gloves, because it just makes it easier. And right now I feel like that's what needs to happen. And as I'm putting this in, I just want to say that I did also sense that there was this feeling like you do understand the changes coming. It's already happened, and you've had a preview, like I said. And it can be concerning in some ways. I don't think it's really shaking you too much, because you're looking to the next situation or possibility or way to succeed and rise above, and that's kind of what energy I really did pick up for you. So here's our beautiful red jasper that'll help with the reading. Remember, like I said, to just always focus if you're feeling off balance or you're feeling less than secure in your life, to focus on this root chakra. It can do amazing, wonderful things to have that alignment in all of your chakras. So then we're going to go on, and as I said, I have a different little layout today, but what it is pretty simple. It is a 5-card layout, and I finished with an oracle message. And the first card is going to be the overall energy of the reading. Okay, and what's coming forth for you to know about. I have shuffled these like crazy because there were some duplicates happening, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Not in the same position, but a couple were. So this is the overall energy is the first card. By the way, I'm using this beautiful deck, as I will change them each month. And it is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. There's that intuition that's very, very potent. We had Halloween. That's, the veil is extremely thin. And I love it. I revel and I embrace it so much, because that's where we get some of our best ideas, when we're quiet and we're still and we're listening to the messages. And I'm a messenger for you. I'll leave that down. The second one is the partnership. It could be romance, could be work related, very possibly with you. Certainly family, friends, anything that has to do with relationships. That's been predominant, as I said, with these eclipses over it'll be a year and a half total. That's how they run in these series, with the north and south nodes. The next series starts in January. It'll be North Node Pisces, South Node Virgo. Virgo's great for you, but it's about what you're wanting to release. And a lot of that's going to be happening for all of us. It already is happening. You might want to just purge around your home, even. That simple, on that level. The next card is your finances and money. You know how you really thrive on that. And that's important. It's important to all of us. It is a material thing that we need to survive in our lives. Definitely related to the root chakra. Then we have the possible outcome. And then lastly, the wild card, I call it. So let's see how this works. And the storyline that comes from this lineup here. Now, overall energy, that's just basically, you may not feel it this moment. You can give it some time and see how the month transpires. We've got the new moon I spoke about, but we've also got the full moon happening on the 15th, which will be in Taurus. Another very, very, very complimentary energy for you as your fellow earth sign. And a full moon always tends to put a light on things. It ends and culminates things. It gives you that ending that can start the new beginning yet again. Also, it has to do with, the Taurus is known as the money sign as well. So you can relate to that. I feel like you get information. I feel like for you it can be positive and will be. That's just what's coming out. I am more of a positive reader, just so you know. I tend to always go with that. We have a choice at any given time, as do you. If I don't get messages from Spirit and some downloads, I'm not going to mention them. I'm strictly going to read the energies that come from the cards. And you have the Witch. Oh, number 1, the Magician. Well, there you go. This is so beautiful. First of all, I'm on a personal level. I had a brother who is no longer here, but he was a world-renowned magician, and he was just one of the best, and he taught me some tricks. But the idea is that, we all have the ability to be a magician. We can be the alchemists, we can change water into wine. We can manifest anything our hearts desire. And a lot of people think, Marianne, I've tried that. And I understand so well, because there are things I've been asking for and wanting to manifest. They haven't happened yet. But so many have that I never stop. And it's going to come necessarily, it will not come necessarily in the time frame that I would love it to. And I'm an older person here, so, I've had a lot of opportunities to recognize this. And sometimes it happens in a heartbeat. But you've got all the tools you need with this beautiful magician. And it's, I mentioned that to you earlier, you are a successful sign. Sometimes you're really hard on yourself for that. And I pray that you're going to give yourself the downtime that you need, and to, keep things temperate. And that means balanced as much as possible for yourself, for your family, for your health. But just know that every element is in here, and you've got, like I said, all the tools that you could possibly need. So always, always pursue your dreams and your manifestations. With the new moon, and it's not too late, it's only the 3rd, you can write intentions down and see them just magically start to appear. And then I think it's always a really magical time around your sun season coming up. So perhaps you'll agree. Should you write them down, let me know. I'm very nosy that way. The next card is going to be your relationships, as I mentioned, and your partnerships and so on and so forth. And you have the Nymph of Cups. Of course it's about relationships, because it's the Page of Cups, and the cups are our emotions. It is the Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancers. It's the season that we're in. Fish a lot of time represent good luck and good fortune, absolutely. But the pages are about new beginnings. Certainly a youthful energy, maybe a little green in the sense that you're thinking about meeting somebody or, starting a relationship, but you're just like, it's the beginning. We'll see where it goes. And mind you, I know one other thing about Earth sign, there's never a real rush, but you're dedicated and loyal. And when things work out, they work out, Indefinitely. I mean, I can say that word and mean it so strongly. I've done so many readings for couples, and if there's an earth sign involved, they will make it work. They will fight and work and strive for that relationship. So there is news coming through. You might be speaking of a child, or wanting a child, or expecting a child, or adopting, or an animal. You know, that's a form of children. We know that, right? All of us who have animals, I mean, they are our family. My little buddy's right over there. And I've noticed after the fact, he likes to hop around in this corner over here. He's such a ham. He's a Taurus. He's an earth sign. Anyway, I love this for you. I'm excited. Maybe you know what I'm speaking of, or maybe it's just around the corner. Okay? And some things will be shown with this full moon, and certainly the new moon, and it's passionate. So congratulations on that. I always love talking about love and rooting people on, because love is so incredibly important in our lives of all different forms. It could be friendships. It could be somebody that you're going to meet that's a water sign. It doesn't have to be, but has those beautiful qualities of empathy and compassion and sensitivity and definitely creativity. And yeah, it feels like it's a very compatible, like I said from the beginning, water and earth. So yes, next would be the financial card. You know, how are things looking in that category for you? 5 of Wands. Well, welcome to life. It's the fire energy. So the fire energy is the motivation, and the Mars that's now gone into Leo, and Aries, of course, being the first sign, and what all the eclipses were showing us about how we all can be leaders. We all can have that confidence. They don't know any differently. We're teachers. We can all be teachers in some respect. You are just dealing with competition. That's all. There's competition everywhere and in everything. And it actually is quite exciting in a lot of ways, because it's what gives us the, impetus to want to do a lot of things. So it's not like a drag down, difficult type of competition, but you feel it. It could be inner competition. And I would say very strongly in regards to you and what I know about you, Capricorn, is that there's a lot of that, I think, where you kind of beat yourself up at times. Please don't do that, all right? Just know you are doing exactly what you need to do, and what's supposed to come to you does. And it's okay to have that little friendly, competitive energy going on. Now, we have an election happening in about 2 days. So, I would say that energy is probably just in the air. It doesn't even have to be in you personally at all. Just protect yourself the best you can. If you're feeling like you're not comfortable in any way and it's over the top. 5s of change, though. Finances will be changing. I say for the better. That's it. I'm going to put that out there. I've made that premonition. You let me know. Okay? Opportunities are usually, when you have a lot of effort, and as a cardinal sign that you are, there's always this drive to want to perform and to do and to excel. So that's what people look for when it comes to jobs and hiring, right? And just getting your resume set up. If you're younger, just out of college, just, being prepared. I wouldn't necessarily do that during a Mercury retrograde, but it's perfect time to get things organized and set up for it when it goes stations direct again. Okay, so that's how I feel about that. And that's what the messages are coming. I don't think I'm getting anything else. The fire signs, of course, once again, are Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. All of those are very much a part of this month, so you're certainly picking up on that. You've got what it takes. Whatever it takes, you're right up there with them as far as any kind of competition. I wouldn't concern myself, but you probably aren't concerned. Then we have the possible outcome, and you have the 8 of Wands. Wow. Well, this has come up before, not necessarily in this position, but it makes sense. The 8 is the most powerful, abundant, prosperous number in numerology, which goes from 0 to 9, and then 10 becomes the 1 again. You take away the 0. So many opportunities for you. The newness is real. It's fast moving, maybe faster than you used to, but sometimes you just have to grab it when you can, right? I think you've been preparing mentally with all the changes in the energy you've been feeling with the Aquarius and Capricorn leaving you, and that structure you were familiar with that seems to be breaking down on so many levels, you know, as a whole in the collective. You know it. You've been preparing. You're a smart person that gets it. But lots of ambition and fire and energy and motivation is coming, and answers, you know, communication. So then the wild card, let's see if there's a correlation here. A lot of times it really kind of sums it up perfectly, and it's a great synchronistic aspect. And you have the Seven of Pentacles, okay? So there you are. There's your energy. There are the coins of the pentacles, which is the earth element. Now the seven is, and I'm quoting from I love, you know him, his name is, well, if you're watching any YouTube, Chris Reck, and he's, you know, he has plenty of fish, and wait, no, that's a site. Forgive me, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Minnow Pond, forgive me. Sorry, Chris. Anyway, no, this is the card that says, is the juice worth the squeeze? Seven of Pentacles, you always work hard. That's not an issue. Are you satisfied though? Because the changes are imminent, and so you can be in positions that you may not have even thought of before. The Aquarius, energy that's innovative, breaking through changes, you know, out of the box ideas, partnering with people perhaps younger than yourself, but have that imagination like a water sign, and capability of just like feeling and manifesting really well, and sharing that beautiful energy together. So it does tie in with this for sure, but it just shows you all the work you've done, and maybe now you're really starting to see and reap the benefits, and that's what I'm hoping for you too. 7 is just 3 away from 10, and 10 is the ultimate in all things, not just money. So you've got the eye on the prize, and that's, like I said, nothing new for you, and it will succeed, and patience will definitely be important, which you also have in spades, which, I mean, a lot of fiery aspects, myself included with the fire moon, not so much sometimes, but I'm adapting to it, and I'm asking for it, and sometimes I'm really patient. So it's not about beating ourselves up. Wow. Beautiful. Magic, you know, manifestation, love, compassion, sensitivity, emotions, you know, financial security, offers, important news coming through. And I'll finish with your oracle message, which is from the deck that is called Psychic Tarot for the Heart. You know, a lot of everybody on this planet are psychic, and we all have the capacity, and I think you feel in a lot of ways you have this gift, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of information that's going to come through for you, and it's really going to help you, as it's always intended to. And you take what you can and want, and you leave the rest. And for you, as a final message, beautiful Capricorns, we have, oh yes, yes, opportunity beckons. Okay, and it said that very clearly. It said that, and you're deserving, and there's no questioning that. And it's number 4, so you know you're just settling down a bit. You're standing your ground. You're using that beautiful grounding energy. Your root chakras feeling in alignment, and it's the 4 walls that keep you safe. It's this stability. That's something that you really truly require and want in your life, as do many people. But there's a full moon too, so news and opportunity for sure. Beautiful reading. Hope it's an incredibly wonderful month. There'll be a lot of things happening, and you know, just staying healthy. Hopefully you'll have a beautiful Thanksgiving if you celebrate that with family and good food and just, you know, love and life. Thank you again for tuning in. Hope to see you or have you come back in December. Until then, bye for now.